We just wrapped up a huge week here at LakePoint Sports that included the spring break experience and the battle for Bartow. And now it's the young guns' turn to show up and show out as we turn our attention to Georgia Major Elite here at LakePoint Sports Baseball Village. I'm Cory McCartney, and we've got a matchup for you from the 14U division between Kane Southeast from right here in Georgia and Kangaroo Court Roos from Florida. Figures to be a good one with an expected 10-15 first pitch. I'll be joined along the way by Prep Baseball Georgia's Avery Hunt and our own Grayson Rosen. It has truly been an unforgettable week here at the Baseball Village, one that saw a pitching performance that has everyone across the country talking, from Illinois righty Jack Bauer hitting 102 mile an hour. Week capped by Houston County taking a highly anticipated matchup with Etowah behind the arm of 2025 Max Wilhide. Again, it's simply an unforgettable week, and one of the high points for me was having Bauer in studio and talking about the first time that he hit 100 miles an hour. Here's the Virginia-bound Lincoln Way East left-hander, stopping by earlier this week. Now joined by Virginia signee Jack Bauer from Lincoln Way East. The very first time that you saw that number, were you aware that it happened, or how long after it happened did someone say, hey man, you just hit triple digits? Yeah,
so I threw 2 innings. I didn't give up a base runner. It was just 6 straight Ks. And I go into the bullpen, and we have guys that do like a pitching chart, and they do a gun, and they were like, yeah, scouts back there had you at 100. And I was like...
Did you believe it, or do you think they were messing with it?
I thought they were messing with me a little bit.
What's the next evolution in terms of the pitches for you? Is it the changeup? Like, where do you feel like things can still get a little bit better?
Recently, I've been working on... It's definitely been the off-speed primarily. With my control of the fastball, I haven't really been worried about it. It's been mainly the changeup, working on the changeup, because I'll throw one good one, and then some other ones I'll just cut, and they're just not as good. Also, controlling it has been somewhat of an issue, but I have, there's been flashes of it being very good. And then with the slider, I don't like the sweeper look. I want the hard bullet slider, that just tunnels off my fastball really well. So that's also what I've been working on from the pitch repertoire point of view.
So the sweeper for you has been up around 3,000 RPMs I've seen. What's the latest fastball RPM numbers that you've seen?
It's been up recently. It's been up to 2,400.
Okay.
And before it used to be 21. But now it's definitely got... I wouldn't say it has ride. It doesn't rise just because of my arm slot, but it definitely has a ton of run. It's been up to 20 inches of run. Wow. So they both kind of, even my 2-seam or my 4-seam throws like a 2-seam. And it has a ton of run, but I like to get that 4-seam inside front door on a righty, and then 2-seam kind of away to a righty and in on a lefty.
Go out on the run. Do you have a playlist, or is there something? Do you always listen to the same stuff? Is it so? Because if you're going to have a routine, there has to be a lot routine about it. So what do you listen to?
I'm listening to the same 5 songs. I listen to British rap songs. I know it sounds bad. I don't listen to that on my own usually. But it gets me in the zone. And I've listened to the same song ever since. I actually got onto it when I went to the All-American game in 2023. And I've been listening to the same song ever since.
What is it?
It's called Pressure by Rushy.
Okay.
And it's I feel like it also relates to my situation too. I feel like there's a lot of pressure on me. And in the song it says I don't feel pressure. So I just think about that when I'm throwing. So
being a routine guy, was there when you were really the superstition side of it, was there meals and stuff, or how deep did this thing get?
I still have the same meal. I don't even consider that superstition. I feel like that's a feel thing. I have eggs every morning I throw. But when it was superstition, yeah, I would park in the same spot.
What would happen if someone was in the spot?
Oh, it's I'd park next to it, and then I'd be all right, I'm throwing bad today. I'm done. But it's definitely a bacon cheeseburger.
That's what you get at Portillo's?
Yes. I'm not really a huge, roast beef type of guy.
Not even the hot dogs?
Oh, I'll get the hot dogs,
okay.
Absolutely. If I want to switch it up, but I love myself a good bacon cheeseburger, and I'll get the fries, and then, if I just hit a good lift, then I'll get the shake as well, because I'm not trying to put on, fat, I'm just trying to put on good weight.
If you like that clip from Jack Bauer, I urge you to check out the LakePoint Sports YouTube channel. You'll be able to find the entire duration of his nearly 35 minutes in studio with me. We'll also have an interview with Jack airing later this week. And, man, 102 mile an hour out of that left-hander on his way to Virginia. We'll see if the MLB draft comes calling first. Now, the on-field action is just part of the offerings here at LakePoint Sports, where we endeavor to provide a best-in-class experience that includes access to testing and player performance data that is redefining evaluation and recruiting. Curves Test Centers gives athletes an unprecedented look at how they measure up through its ball, body, and brain approach to testing. Let's go inside the Curve Test Center.
We're here at LakePoint Sports, the site of the first Curve Test Center. There will be lots of Curve Test Centers, but this will always be the first. And why are we here? Here for a couple of reasons. One is if you think about the effort players are spending trying to get coaches to notice them, the effort coaches are spending trying to figure out who's actually any good, the poor parents who are sitting there saying, where's my kid headed? This is the answer for all that.
Everyone wants to be seen, right? Sometimes what can be seen is data. So it's hard to get in front of coaches at all these programs at once, or even the school you really want to go to. So using data helps us a ton. And as long as it's reliable and there's something that can give us better information with the small sample size is what we're looking for.
Test your athletic, cognitive, and baseball skills with TrackMan, Proteus, and more. Visit at the Bubble or sign up now at curvetestcenter.com. Don't miss this chance to level up your game. So we hit the field. Let's go ahead and take a look at the lineups here as Canes Southeast and KC Roos will face off again. Eyeing around a 10-15 first pitch, maybe a little bit closer to 10-20. Canes Southeast going to be led off by center fielder Jacob Sanders. Jackson Yavinsky hitting second will be on the mound. Hitting third is right fielder Micah Weldon. Hitting fourth, extra hitter Tanner Adair. Hitting fifth, first baseman Liam Kennedy. Behind the plate and hitting sixth is Mason Lisco. Second baseman Lucas McDermott hitting seventh. Hitting eighth is left fielder Titus Tharp. Hitting ninth and playing third base is Kevin Becerra. Hitting 10th and playing short, Dom Brown. Nate Link hitting the 11th spot is the extra hitter over for KC Roos. They'll be led off by pitcher Jax Kohler. Then it's shortstop Bradley Gilbert. Luke Hill behind the plate hitting third. Hitting fourth, first baseman Michael Shikoski. Hitting fifth is Declan Reedy, the extra hitter. Hitting sixth is Chris Cusack, the third baseman. Andrew Ho playing second and hitting seventh. Tommy Cross, center fielder, hitting eighth. Hitting ninth is Christian Ficca, the extra hitter. Andrew Guinari, the left fielder, 10th. Ben Miner, extra hitter, hitting 11th. And Colin Moart playing right field and hitting 12th. So we'll keep it right here for you as we watch KC Roos coming off the field. Again, we're eyeing a 10-15 to 10-20 first pitch. These guys getting ready for this matchup here in the 14U division of the Georgia Major Elite. We're going to take a quick break audio-wise, at least here in studio. We'll be rejoining you as the game commences here from Baseball Village at LakePoint Sports. Now in studio, Cory McCartney, Avery Humphrey Prep Baseball Georgia with you, bringing you some different looks there as we're trying out some additional camera work here during these youth events here at LakePoint Sports. Georgia Major Elite, we've got Canes Southeast against Kangaroo Roos. Lucas McDermott, the 2029 River Ridge right-hander on the mound. 6th prep baseball event for him. He'll be facing off against Jax Kohler, Bradley Gilbert, and Luke Hill for Kangaroo Roos here in the top of the first inning. First pitch from McDermott, swing and a miss by Kohler. You missed a doozy yesterday. You're at that point in your life where seemingly everybody you know is getting married,
yes.
And you were at another rehearsal yesterday. You missed the absolute must-see game that we had of the year, Houston County and Etowah, and it got crazy in a hurry. 7 errors were committed by Etowah in that game.
That's crazy, and a team of that magnitude to commit that many errors is almost unheard of. But yes, I am in that point where it seems like every weekend I've got a wedding shower or a wedding or a baby shower or something going on. So granted, half of those have been for our wedding coming up, but I got to go to another one today. So looking forward to that. Maybe show off some dance moves tonight
there you go.
that I don't have. But
Kohler fouls that one off. Have you gotten to the point where it's like you've got like those move sets down? It's like I've done enough of these now. It's like not that you're like Napoleon Dynamite, when he's up there canned heat doing the choreographed dance, but. All right, Jax Kohler got a 1-2 count, fouls that one off. So that you don't have like
I don't have any dance moves.
I would
down.
think at this point the two of you would have some kind of like thing. That's your thing at this point.
Yeah, it's the handshake from the Parent Trap.
That's right.
You should get that going on the dance floor.
Kohler at the plate. Calvary Christian 2029 got exit velos near 90 mile an hour for this 5'9", 160-pounder. And for a punch out, McDermott. Coming out like a blacksmith here to start things off in Georgia Major Elite.
It's a good breaking ball there in a 2-strike count. Caught him off guard a little bit and just kind of froze him.
Now he's got to deal with Bradley Gilbert, homeschooled 2029. First one's in play. Camera's not agreeing with the action. See if he's going to be out or if he's going to be standing at first base. So we'll hold our collective breath here and wait and see what happens. It looks like he will, in fact, be standing at first base as now Casey Rules will send Luke Hill to the plate. Cameron's been doing that the last couple days. Yesterday it happened about 5 or 6 times during the Etowah and Houston County game. We missed a couple key moments. Had one of the weirdest things seen in that game. Guy stole second base, and then I don't know if he thought that time had been called or if there was a foul ball, and he all of a sudden started walking back to first, and they tagged him, and Wilson Marler was the field umpire, and he just kind of put his hands up and was like, he's out.
Ooh.
It was absolutely crazy. 91.6 off the bat by Luke Hill. He's going to be taken off for second base. He's going to hold there. He, in fact, will. Luke Hill with the double celly, and Kangaroo Roos in business here with one out in the first.
A really good piece of hitting there. Jumped all over that elevated fastball and was able to drive that ball in the right field corner. But yeah, that is an odd situation.
It was a whole game full of those. You had, players that you don't expect to see making errors. Like Deion Cole, an overthrow to Matthew Sharman from shortstop over to first. You had Colin Anderson, one of the top third basemen in the nation, bobbling a ball that he was running in on. It was just a whole bunch of weird stuff like that for Etowah. Jackson Rose, their starting pitcher on his way to North Carolina, committed 3 errors in that game. It was just a team that was out of sorts, and I'm sure they will be looking at that eventually as a wake-up call. That one is driven down the left side foul. If they end up going on another run in 6A and as they look to defend that state championship, I would assume that moment's going to be one where it's like, hey, remember what happened against Houston County? A game can get away from us in a hurry. But it was certainly an odd game, but again, as I said multiple times yesterday, hats off to Houston County for taking advantage. That one driven into the outfield. Runners are going to tag up, throw home, and I can't believe we never saw the flight of that ball. Cameras are not agreeing with us today on field 9.
I'm assuming the shortstop made the play, maybe. No runners advance, so still able to get out of this here.
Declan Reedy, the extra hitter, now steps in with 2 down as Michael Shikoski pops out.
It's a good thing, though, for Etowah. You almost like to have one of those games at kind of this point in the season. It's not a region game. Obviously, it's a big matchup, but it's almost like a little bit of a wake-up call because, I mean, with that team, there's 1 through 9 and the guys they have on the mound. There's just as much talent as you're going to find on a high school team anywhere. And it's always, I'm sure the coaching staff never likes to lose, but I'm sure that they're pretty happy that have a little wake-up call, kind of, get on the boys a little bit at practice, get them locked back in as they kind of make that final region push and into the state tournament.
Yeah, third-ranked team in the nation. They've got a matchup on Tuesday. It's going to be Matthew Sharman against Reed Worley from Cherokee, so that's going to be fantastic. They still have to play 2 games against Blessed Trinity as well before they get into the playoffs. So, I mean, it's still a bit of a daunting run for them. But, we were definitely excited to host that one. It was the end of a really big week. Mentioned during the intro, we had Jack Bauer from Lincoln Way East come down here, throw 102 miles an hour, 7 pitches of 100 mile an hour plus from that Virginia-bound left-hander. Sends that one deep into the outfield. Is going to have him on the run. Does the right fielder have room? And he does not as that one goes foul. Never seen anything like that. I mean, obviously here. I mean, kept going back to it. I saw Chase Burns, now within the red system. Saw Chase Petty, who was a first-round draft pick for the Twins, now also in the Cincinnati Red system. Both of those guys hit 100-plus within a few weeks of one another. But both of them, it was like laborious to see them, like how much exertion it took. With Jack Bauer, it was just like, man, it didn't look like it was 102 because it was just so smooth out of him. But absolutely insane that we watched that happen. Reedy with a dribbler, 29.9 exit velo, throw from third baseman, gets it, and Kangaroo Roos will strand a couple. We're scoreless through half an inning. We'll be back. You're watching Georgia Major Elite.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one.
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete and all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf.
Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
That's interesting.
Welcome back for your coverage of Georgia Major Elite. Kangaroo Roos against Canes Southeast. Right now we have Jax Kohler on the mound for KC Roos, Jacob Sanders, Jackson Yavinsky, and Michael Weldon coming to the plate for Canes Southeast here to start off the first inning. One hit for Kangaroo Roos in that first, but they were unable to capitalize.
It's a good day for baseball here at LakePoint, where hopefully the weather will hold off for tomorrow. It seems it's become a tradition here in the past few weeks of rain on Sunday, but hopefully we can survive another day. So we'll see what tomorrow's weather brings.
Yeah, as long as we don't see those dark clouds, man, that's the forebear of some bad moods and bad times for these players and coaches. So it'll be just nice, smooth weekend after what's been a really long week for a lot of us here. Because again, we had spring break experience bled into Battle for Bartow, and now we've got Georgia Major Elite. It's been a crazy, busy. I mean, it's felt like the middle of the summertime.
It has,
especially when you get the level of play that we've had. It just was like one thing after another. You know, guys like, as I mentioned, Jack Bauer, Connor Essenberg from Lincoln Way West, a Kentucky signing, and then just had those really exciting games for Battle for Bartow. Ropes that one down the left side foul. Had a Stony Brook team come down from New York to be part of that, and I was unfamiliar with a lot of the players on that roster and started running through it. I was like, man, these guys are absolutely stacked. They had guys on their way to Wake Forest and Miami. Had a Vanderbilt commit who's the #1 player in the state of New York in class of 2026. So, man, they were just a loaded team that was a lot of fun to watch. They got down big against Etowah in Thursday's game, and then they fight back and end up losing that one 18-9. Then they go over and take down Houston County. So they were definitely a talented team that was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, big shout out to their head coach, John Brewer. Funny enough, he's in New York now, but was my Georgia history teacher in the 8th grade in small town Georgia. So he and I are from the same hometown. So big shout out to him. He's doing a great job up there. So it's good to see him back down here. And like you said, that roster is something else. And they're basically, I think they've lived in Georgia this month. So they've been down here a couple times. So it was fun to watch those guys compete. And the Battle of Bartow, like you said, there's talent everywhere.
Jax Kohler struck out Sanders, and now Yavinsky sends that one into the outfield, and he is going to be making his way into second base. And Jackson Yavinsky's got himself a one-out double. Yeah, I saw the Stony Brook. They had like this little bus that was out in the parking lot, and it's like in the movie Road Trip. Have you ever seen that movie? They're like running around in that. The guys are main characters running around with some nuns in that one, listening to Van Halen. But I saw this thing. I was like, there's literally no way these guys drove this thing all the way down from New York. Come to find out, one guy brought all the equipment down in this little short bus. And
they had 2 coaches drive the buses down.
Okay.
And the head coach and the players flew. So they picked them up at the airport in their school buses.
How do you get that thing down to Hartsfield Jackson? Michael Weldon at the plate now, puts that in play. Second baseman has it, gathers, throws to first in time for the second out, but Yavinsky will make his way to third, and Kane Southeast threatening with 2 down here in the first.
Talking about some interesting base running in the Houston County Stony Brook game. I think Stony Brook may have had 4 guys slide into second and just straight past the bag and get thrown out that way from the catcher. So that was interesting. Like, hey guys, maybe let's get down a little bit earlier.
Oh, nice breaking ball out of the hands of Kohler, but that misses. Yeah, Jordan Serrano on his way to Wake Forest out of that Stony Brook program was telling me, man, it's like so tough for them this time of the year. It's like the inconsistencies of practice time. Some days they might get to hit outside, another day it's going to be 30, and it's just so tough for them to kind of find any rhythm at this point of the year. Then they come down here and they play 2 teams that are nationally ranked. It had to be quite the experience for those guys.
I was talking to their head coach, and he was like, "Yeah, we're also like a really, really good academic school." So he's like, "We have 2 hours of study hall every day."
I was surprised to see yesterday they didn't play until 6:30. I was surprised to see them here at the park so early, but they obviously wanted to come see that Houston County Etowah game as well. I thought they'd be out checking out Metro Atlanta, but they were here. They played another game late yesterday. That one goes foul.
Yeah, not a lot going on yesterday in the Metro area. Didn't want to. Braves game was later in the day, and hey, shout out those guys. 1-7. Let's go. We're back on track.
Well, you score 10 runs in that one game. I just hope they saved something offensively for the rest of the weekend. 3-1 here to Adair. And that one is going to be resulting in an out. So that's going to bring an end to the inning. We're still scoreless through 1 inning of Georgia Major Elite. We'll be back with more from the Baseball Village here at LakePoint Sports.
So yeah, outrage is trending. Our feed's stirring us up, splitting us up. What if we came out from behind our walls and keyboards just for a sec and just go yard, front yard? Come out bagging, jumping, check on that Johnsonville feed. Let our individual flavors blend together. Yes, block nobody, block party. Keep it juicy. Boogie, woogie, jam, slam, bust the dialect, come to
Welcome back to LakePoint Sports. Kangaroo Roos and Kane Southeast as we move along to the second inning. Chris Cusack, Andrew Ho, and Tommy Cross going to be at the plate for KC Roos in this one. We're just looking ahead to tonight's final 4 games at 5 o'clock tonight. You got Florida and Auburn. A little closer to 8 o'clock. The main event, Houston and Duke. It's going to be a couple fantastic matchups. All right, who do you got? Florida, Auburn.
My bracket has Florida.
Okay.
So I think Florida's size might be interesting. Got to keep Auburn's guards in check, but I like Florida in that one as much as a Georgia grad. I hope they both lose, but
I might be interesting to see Johnny Broome and how much his arm is going to be an issue. What a weird moment, right? When he comes in and gets the one-handed rebound, then he goes down and shoots that three-pointer. But Houston Duke is just going to be fantastic. I mean, this has the potential to be Cooper Flagg's defining moment, trying to get Duke into the championship game. 90.1 off the bat.
Went foul.
Sure did, but man, Chris Cusack got a hold of that one. Cusack, Steinbrenner High School, by the way. In fact, yes, named after former Yankees owner George Steinbrenner. Son Hal still runs the team.
Surprised he doesn't have a torpedo bat up there right now.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a new thing in the baseball universe.
Down.
Wonder how many of those we'll see this summer.
Oh, I think a ton. Yeah, I think any opportunistic bat company is going to be selling those things in mass when they get down here, and see all the kids are going to want those. And that one is put into left field and going to be in for a base hit for Chris Cusack. He's going to make his way to second. He's going to hold there. Again, I apologize. Our cameras are not shutting down. What a fantastic double celebration there. Getting the dandruff out, Chris Cusack. Head and Shoulders sponsoring Kangaroo Roos. Typically, our camera system does adjust, but...
Well, it'll adjust now when we don't need it to. Seen a lot of action on the base pass here early in this game from both teams. See if the Roos here can take advantage and score that first run of the ball game.
They got Andrew Ho, Berkeley Prep 2029 now at the plate. Second prep baseball event for him. Dermot fires, ropes that one 84.2 off the bat, and that one's going to be down for all kinds of troubles. That one's on its way to the wall, and runner falls down between first and second. Going to have to retreat. I think Andrew Ho might have got injured on that one. Got hit by the turf monster, but he did get himself an RBI as Kangaroo Roos have a 1-0 lead and will get time called. A rough moment there for Ho. Could have had extra bases, but instead he'll be standing at first base. But Kangaroo Roos do, in fact, have themselves a lead here in the second inning.
Might be one of the longest singles you'll see of the year here at LakePoint Sports. The turf monster got him rounding first, so I just put on the air brakes there at first, and
I think we're going to get a pinch runner for him. At least it looks like the second baseman's going to be replaced. Saw somebody tracking along the back there. We'll see if Andrew Ho remains in this game. No, looks like he, in fact, will. Pinch runner just getting some extra steps on the pedometer, and now we are going to look at Tommy Cross. We cross Alonzo, Florida, 2029. Second prep baseball event for him, and he fouls that one off the bunt.
Interesting to see if he'll go again here try to bunt again here with only 1 strike on him.
Don't normally see the bat boy being the one running around there picking up the foul balls, but kudos to Kangaroo Roos guy.
Came out a little early when the ball was in left center. Umpire had to tell him, hang on just a second, the ball's still alive.
I believe the initial roster I was given actually had Jackson Yavinsky pitching, but let's see off the picture off there if I... Gets the bunt down, pitcher has it, throws over to first for the out, but the runner Ho does advance to second. Yeah, they had Jackson Yavinsky, 27, pitching, but it looks like they pivoted to Lucas McDermott, who was supposed to be playing second base. So our initial roster was, in fact, error-filled graphic, but I'm not going to take the heat for that. That's what we were giving off the photos there from the coaches ahead of time. So we'll just enjoy Lucas McDermott on the mound nonetheless. I think we'll see him at second base a little bit later on. 0-1 swings through that. Christian Ficca, the extra hitter, now at the plate. Clearwater Central Catholic 2029 sends that one down the left side, and that is going to be foul. I got a kick out of when Jack Bauer hit 102, and you reached out to me to make sure I was up here, and then I was up in the scout tower, and Vinny was up there, and you had reached out to him like minutes after he reached out to me, and I was like, just get up here.
It's a long drive during the week. And
yeah. Yeah, I mean, the amount of scouts down there was something else. Just don't see very many moments like that, especially during the middle of the week in the spring.
Yep.
I mean, sometimes we get those kind of moments during, NPI in particular. Not had anybody go triple digits in the future games. Christian Rodriguez, I believe, came really close for Florida, now a Florida Gator. But not had that happen in the future games. It's only happened here a handful of times. Dermott misses high.
It'd be crazy to see how many, in big league games, like how many pitches are thrown over 100 miles an hour.
To have it seven plus in a little over 3 innings from Bauer. I was talking to his mom while he was on the mound, and just about what awaits them. I mean, they kind of went through this process where he was after future games he committed to Virginia. They really didn't get very many coaches reaching out to make sure they were firm on that commitment, so that he's kind of been able to kind of stay in the shadows a little bit. Those days are over with, and that one's going to get away from Kane Southeast and go into the center field, but not going to go any further than that. But now they're going to have a lot of words being asked to his representation about, okay, what's the number? What's it going to take in the draft to get him to enter an organization as opposed to going to Charlottesville and playing for the Cavaliers? But man, he's going to have some great options now after you take that from the left side. I mean, it was. It was something else.
It's a big frame too that obviously can still fill out too.
I mean, I used to wonder what is the ceiling for a kid like that that's already throwing 102 at his size at 18 years old. Sends that one foul, and to do it with such ease. Obviously when you have those kind of numbers, people in the comment section are going to say, "Oh, surgery coming, Tommy John, blah blah blah." You haven't seen this kid pitch because the ease with which he does it makes you understand. I mean, I keep going back to it. It was like watching Justin Verlander. It was just such like a consistency with the mechanics, and McDermott gets him down on strikes. Kane Southeast now trail 1-0 as Kangaroo Roos take advantage there, but unable to get more than that. We are headed on. You're watching the Georgia Major Elite from LakePoint Sports.
First one I picked up, I just liked it the best. And like I said, I tried a lot of different companies, a lot of different models, and I fell in love with Old Hickory for sure.
Just burgers? It's just boring. Get your sausage on and keep it juicy.
Boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come flow with the sounds of the mighty.
Jax Kohler gets some dabs from the teammates. He's going to get back on the mound and face off against Liam Kennedy, Mason Lisco, and Lucas McDermott here for Kane Southeast in the bottom of the second inning. Kangaroos up 1-0. Kennedy at the plate, a Milton 2029 third prep baseball event for this lefty. Liam playing first base today for Kane Southeast. Puts the first ball in play. Send it to the other first baseman. Throws over to Kohler. Did he get his foot down? He, in fact, did. Man, it had him stretching out for that one off a quick throw from the first baseman, but Jax Kohler makes a stop and has the first out on his hands.
Really animated call there by the first base umpire, Jason Malone. He told me before the game, give him a shout-out. So
there we go. We got to start giving Blue some love, man. They earn it.
Yeah, big shout-out to our guy. He does a lot of stuff, a lot of games for us out here. So told me before the game, give him a shout-out. So here we are.
I think we should start miking those guys up and start going to them live in game. Another first pitch swinging from Mason Lisco, and unfortunately we didn't get to see what happened there, but I believe they did, in fact. Yep, going around the horn as they got the second out.
Good play there by the shortstop. We didn't get to see the conclusion of the play. We were able to watch him get over and work around that ball and make a good, strong throw to first base. At least from the trajectory, it looked good. So
down goes Liam Kennedy and Mason Lisco. Lucas McDermott, the starting pitcher for Kane Southeast, now steps in. The River Ridge 2029.
Watch out.
Duck out of the way of that one. McDermott's like, I'll remember that next time you're up.
Not a good way to start your Saturday, one off the helmet. But
all right, so a player will see a second pitch here against Jax Kohler in this inning. Swings through that one, count now 1-1. Spring breaks wrapping up across at least Cherokee County this week. These fields will be awfully busy with practices over the coming days. We know that when guys are back in school. Throw over from left side, and they will get McDermott. Very quick inning for Jax Kohler and Casey Roos. They continue to lead 1-0. Avery Hunt, great stuff as always, man. We'll see you back real soon. We'll be back with more. You're watching the Georgia Major Elite.
We're here at LakePoint Sports, the site of the first Curve Test Center. There will be lots of Curve Test Centers, but this will always be the first. And why are we here? Here for a couple of reasons. One is if you think about the effort players are spending trying to get coaches to notice them, the effort coaches are spending trying to figure out who's actually any good, the poor parents who are sitting there saying, where's my kid headed? This is the answer for all that.
Everyone wants to be seen, right? Sometimes what can be seen is data. So it's hard to get in front of coaches at all these programs at once, or even the school you really want to go to. So using data helps us a ton. And as long as it's reliable and there's something that can give us better information with the small sample size is what we're looking for.
Curve Test Centers is redefining player and performance data when it comes to evaluation and recruiting. Test your athletic, cognitive, and baseball skills with TrackMan, Proteus, and more. Visit at the Bubble or sign up now at curvetestcenter.com. Don't miss this chance to level up your game. Move along now, throw down to second. And we're going to, in this inning, we're going to get a look at Ben Miner, Colin Mauert, and then we're back to the top of the order, and Jax Kohler for Casey Roos, who have a 1-0 lead off 3 hits as we sit here in the third inning. Lucas McDermott returns on the mound for Kane Southeast, and now joined in studio here by Grayson Rosen.
This game's been rolling by.
Well, we are certainly happy to see that. This is our 5th broadcast in 7 days, as we did a couple watch parties during the spring break experience. Had obviously that Houston County Etowah game yesterday. Had Newton and Stony Brook as well during that watch party that we had for the Battle for Bartow. But it has been a marathon for us as that one goes foul as well. So we're good to see a quick one today, as long as it's a well-played game. Wilson, how we doing? Wilson Marlar stopping by. Always giving Wilson some love on the broadcast here. He's earned it now. He's become a umpire celebrity.
Yeah, he was maybe second in player of the game yesterday.
Yeah, he came up big. The 0-2 misses inside. Ben Miner at the plate, Clearwater Central Catholic 2029. First prep baseball event for Ben, so welcome to the family here, Ben. He's got that one in play, and that one is going to be down for a base hit. Ben Miner's got himself single here to get things started for Kangaroo Roos in the top of the third. And look at that, our cameras actually, they did their thing on that one.
Yeah.
Maybe you just needed to be in here. You're the...
I mean, it didn't change anything yesterday, but...
well...
Looks like that's going to be the end of McDermott's day.
All right, so as I mentioned, Lucas McDermott was not listed as the starting pitcher for us. It was actually Jackson Yavinsky who was listed as the starting pitcher for Kane Southeast. They made a quick change. Oh, now we're going to see Kevin Becerra, and this is a exciting name if you follow baseball in the metro Atlanta area. His brother Diego, one of the top left-handed pitchers in the state of Georgia for Sequoia High School. Now we're going to get a look at little brother, a right-hander. We have him up around 76 with a fastball, third prep baseball event for Kevin Becerra. I was told by the coaching staff that Kevin was actually supposed to pitch in the second game, which makes me wonder if Jackson Yavinsky maybe is going to end up pitching that second game instead as Becerra enters this one. But really enjoyed spending some time with his brother Diego, a really talented player, so we'll see what little bro has in store here as his team's got a 1-0 deficit here in the top of the third inning. Typically we take a break during these.
Yeah, typically we do, but
we're gonna roll with it.
Yeah, we're gonna roll through it. He's already done, so I think we're about good to go.
Sarah, quick worker. Yeah, his brother in Sequoia, he actually pitched on this exact same field during the Georgia Dugout Club tournament for Sequoia. So Becerra is manning the same mound here within a couple months of one another.
Yeah, and we've seen this Kane Southeast team here the last couple of weeks, and Becerra has been a fixture in the lineup. So excited to see him pitch today.
Well, the first batter he will face is Colin Maurer, Carrollwood Day School in Florida. Second prep baseball event for this 2029. Bat glistening in the sun. He's got a runner at first in the form of Ben Miner, who got a single that ended up being the last batter that McDermott would face. Right back at Becerra, throws over to first and gets the out, but Miner will advance to second. A little small ball here from Kangaroo Roos as they try to work their way to extending that lead.
Yeah, second time we've seen him with the runner on first, no outs, opt for the bunt.
We are back now to the top of the order in Jax Kohler. Kohler has been on the mound for Kangaroo Roos. Got himself allowed one hit so far and got a strikeout. Oh, watch this nice breaking ball from Becerra. Curveball, one of his brother's biggest weapons, and that was a pretty nasty one right there from Kevin.
If I had to guess, they're working together on some pitches.
Well, it's got to be tough, though, when you're a lefty. I mean, I'm a lefty and try to teach right-handers to pitch, but Kohler sends that foul, 82-8 off his bat. Which I'm sure frustrated his parents to no end, because then you have to buy a second set of all the equipment.
You
know, you think you got a couple years between these kids, maybe all the same stuff that...
Yeah, maybe a hand-me-down glove.
That Diego uses will end up in Kevin's hands, but nope, he's right-handed. Just got to get him a right-handed bat.
Yeah.
0-2 gets him swinging. Jax Kohler goes down on strikes, and that was a vicious breaking ball from Kevin Becerra.
It's hard to find a guy at this age that has such a good handle for the breaking ball, and he's, like we said, he's fortunate enough to have the guidance of his brother potentially on that pitch.
A guy who was a past future gamer. Don't know how remains uncommitted, but he told me he was literally eyeing this year to be a defining one for him as he figures out the next steps in his baseball career. But now we get a good look at Kevin, who's come out throwing strikes, and now he's got Bradley Gilbert at the plate for the Roos. Another swing and a miss, man. He has been something else to start this relief outing. All right, here he is, 0-2. They've had no answer for that breaking ball. Let's see if he goes back to it. Skies this one. Bradley Gilbert going to give the Kane Southeast defense something to do, and that, all we can do is go off the umpire, and he said that's an out. So that's going to bring it into the inning. Kevin Becerra comes in, and limits the Kangaroo Roos from doing any further damage. They continue to have a 1-0 lead, though, as we move along from the Georgia Major Elite.
So yeah, outrage is trending. Our feed's stirring us up, splitting us up. What if we came out from behind our walls and keyboards just for a sec and just go yard, front yard? Come out bagging, jumping, check on that Johnsonville feed. Let our individual flavors blend together. Yes, block nobody, block party. Keep it juicy.
Boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect, I'm the
We return for our coverage of the Georgia Major Elite, where Kangaroo Roos has a 1-0 lead over Kane Southeast. Cory, McCartney, Grayson, Rosen with you. We have Titus Tharp, Kevin Becerra, and Dom Brown at the plate for Kane Southeast here in the bottom of the third inning, a game that has been coasting by thus far, and that just means I just jinxed it, so I anticipate some long innings upcoming here, and that could be music to the ears of Kane Southeast as they step in, and again, they will have Titus Tharp leading things off. Tharp, Horizon Christian 2029. Drove past Horizon Christian School on the way in here today. It's in for a strike. Pacing on 75 is causing chaos.
Yeah.
Avery Hunt texted me earlier this morning. It took him 45 minutes to get up here, which normally is about a 15-minute drive. So one of the worst experiences he's had driving up to LakePoint Sports.
I was fortunate enough to just miss everything. I don't know how I managed to do so.
Kohler misses outside count now at 1-1. All right, I got Avery's. He didn't give me a second game pick, though, but Florida Auburn, Houston, and you say Houston. We used to saying Houston the last couple of days, but Houston, Duke.
I'm going to go Duke and Auburn. I can't pick Florida, unfortunately.
I just don't. I am as I mentioned to Avery. I'm questioning Johnny Broom's health after the end of that last game and what the elbow and its right elbow is going to be like, but.
I refuse to pick Florida to win a game in any sport.
All right, Tharp puts this in place, 70.3 off his back. Cannot be fielded by the shortstop as it goes through the wicket and into left field. And Tharp will be on for a single, and now Kevin Becerra gets a turn at the plate after coming on in relief in the top of the third.
See what happens here. Definitely looking for Kane Southeast to just get base runners going and try and make something happen with it.
Dom Brown in the on-deck circle. Becerra, the Sequoia 2029, watches that for ball one. This Kangaroo Roos team coming up from Orlando to play in this one. Gets a strike in the outside corner. I feel like that's what he tried to do in the first pitch and just went right back to it.
For about the last 5 minutes, I felt like I had to sneeze. So if anybody's wondering why I'm not talking, that's why.
Okay. 1-1 swings through a vicious breaking ball from Kohler. He tells Mr. Becerra, I've got one of those too. 2 strikes on him. He's got a runner at first base in the form of Titus Tharp. Swings through it. Runner takes off for second. The throw is in time, man. Strike him out, throw him out. Kangaroo Roos getting it done.
That was a great throw from the catcher right there. Got it off quickly, too. That was the biggest part of it.
Yeah, great job by Luke Hill behind the plate to mow down the runner as Jax Kohler gets a strikeout as well.
That's a good way to kind of thwart what seemed like a good start to this inning from Kane Southeast.
They thwarted Tharp.
Yeah.
Thwarted Tharp. Who they get down to second base off the throw down. All right, Dom Brown at the plate now. Right back, Kohler can't make that play. Second baseman has it, gathers, throws. What a fantastic defensive play. Man,
good
flash
work.
in the leather. Great job defensively by Kangaroo Roos for all 3 of those outs. Man, they're up 1-0. We'll be back from Georgia Major Elite.
Next. Next. Stop.
We got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one,
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete and all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf. Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
I hate to be like that. It'll be Luke Hill, Michael Shikoski, and Declan Reedy at the plate for KC Roos here in the top of the fourth inning. They have a 1-0 lead over Kane Southeast in this 14U matchup from Georgia Major Elite. Kevin Becerra is back on the mound, coming in relief in the third for Kane Southeast.
Yeah, looked really good.
Yeah.
Coming in relief in that third inning, so excited to see what he's got for us for the rest of this game.
First pitch goes foul. We don't show the spin rate on our scoreboard. We do have access to that information in real time, though. I'm really interested to see when Becerra rips off one of these curveballs, what kind of spin we're looking at on that thing. Spin in the high 60s on the velo. He's got an 0-1 count here to Hill. That one's in play. Shortstop can't make the play, and just exactly the same thing that happened the last inning when we saw the Kangaroo shortstop unable to make a play that on a ball that went into left field. Same thing for Kane Southeast here as we have Luke Hill above on the first base to start things off, and now Michael Shikoski's turn.
Yeah, that was well hit the other way, too. 86 on the ground. That's a tough ball to play in the hole right there. Let's see what Kangaroo Court Roos can try and put together here in this top of the fourth.
Shikoski, the first baseman, swings through that one for a strike. The Clearwater Central Catholic 2029 playing in his very first prep baseball event.
Got a lot of unique last names.
Yeah, sure do.
In this Roos line.
2,000 spin, by the way, on that last pitch from Becerra. Swing and a miss on that one. 78.7 out of his hands.
He looks really good. And I mean, you can see a lot of his brother. Also, they wear their uniforms exactly the same.
Yeah.
Short pants. But, yeah, you could definitely see that is the younger brother of Diego Becerra for sure.
I mean, Sequoia's putting together a crew. I mean, they've got some pretty good young players.
Yeah.
But I would imagine a year from now, you're going to have Diego being the ace of that team, and little brother is going to be vying for some innings too.
Yeah, he's certainly going to get a chance. I mean, you can only assume that the velo goes up a little bit, and right now, and at 14, he's already getting close to hitting 80. So
yeah, he gets
see him in the mid 80s by next year.
Gets mid 80s with that secondary stuff. He's going to be nice commodity for Sequoia to bring into the fold next year.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday we witnessed a guy that we had seen early in the summer, and Nate Curcio with TGD backs. He was only throwing like 82, somewhere around there, and then he was up to 90.
Yeah. And not really, the frame hasn't changed much.
No.
It's not as though he put on a lot of weight. Sends that one back. Foul defensive swing from Shikoski. Had some Kangaroo parents asking me pregame how they could watch this stream, so hopefully they were able to access that. Told them we have these always are free on our Facebook X and YouTube channels. Becerra misses inside, count now 1-2.
Always interested to see what he's got on 0-2. Now he's at 1-2, but hoping to see that.
Yeah, he's not
ball.
throwing a great breaking ball
There
yet.
it
He
is.
goes to it.
There it
the
is.
throw down. Oh, man, they nearly had a replication of what we saw in the last inning, but they can't complete the play at second base. Becerra gets himself the strikeout off the curve ball, but runner advances for Kangaroo Roos.
Yeah, I think that was a tactical decision there by whoever made that call for Kangaroo Court Roos. You could have expected that he was going to throw that breaking ball to try and get the strikeout there and
take off when he throws it.
Yeah.
Declan Reedy at the plate right now for Kangaroo Roos. It's one down here in the fourth, trading a advanced runner for a strikeout.
Yeah, the nice thing about having runners on the bases, especially at this age, is that you can kind of guess what the pitcher's going to throw in a lot of scenarios. And I think it makes things a lot easier on these coaches to make decisions on when they should send a runner and when not to.
Declan Reedy at the plate right now has got an 0-2 count, sends that one foul. This guy's got absolute dude written on the Prep Baseball profile at Daphne, Alabama. Exit velos of 90.2 for this 2028. Wow. Yeah, bat speed of a little over 60, but he absolutely gets it done in the exit velo side. Also teetering around 80 with the fastball. So start to think about guys might be junior future gamers.
Yeah.
I think Declan Reedy's got that potential by the end of his summer in a pretty sizable frame at 5'11", 175. We're number 75 today. We got offensive lineman up there right now. Lays off the 0-2.
Yeah, he's definitely got a projectable build. I mean, you could imagine this guy by the time he's getting into his high school career at like 6'2", 200.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh, he got a piece of it.
He really did. Wow. I thought that was a strikeout that just got away from the catcher, but he was able to make contact and stay alive. I don't know that I've seen the number 75 since spring training.
Yeah,
that's not really like something you get before the rosters, before they start sending guys down and sending them to the lower level fields. But we got a number 75 at the plate right now, facing a 1-2 count. Oh, man, that was nasty stuff from Kevin Becerra. Gets himself another punch out. Wow, that was vicious.
Yeah, he looks phenomenal right now. And when you go across the way with the breaking ball, he barely gets a piece of it, and then you bring it in, tight fastball in the inside half. So it's really good sequences right there from Kevin Becerra.
Chris Cusack in a low squat here in the batter's box and misses inside. Cusack 1 for 1. Not as low a squat right now. Man, I thought he was trying to get some leg work in here at the plate. It's got a 1-0 count. Sends that one back foul.
I thought he was going like early Albert Pujols maybe.
Yeah. Testing the hamstrings here on a Saturday morning. Sarah gathers his breath on the 1-1 and sends that foul.
All right, you got 2 strikes on him. Let's see what Becerra has to offer.
Yeah, it's got to be it right here, right?
He's got some great strikeout
I think
stuff,
you got 2 questions, right? You either go with an elevated fastball because guys are going to be looking for a ball that's got some starts a little high and drops, or he goes to it and he does elevate a fastball, and that one's drilled 85.4 off the bat, but the center fielder gathers that one. Kangaroo Roos, though, they still have a 1-0 lead. We are rolling along in the Georgia Major Elite.
At Academy Sports and Outdoors, you'll always find more fun with great brands at the best prices. More of this, and this. So you can get together for a little of that, and a lot more of that. And even some of that, and that's good. Have more fun with great brands at the best prices. Only at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Welcome back to LakePoint Sports. Jax Kohler returns on the mound. He's got 25 pitches so far for Kangaroo Roos, who have a 1-0 lead over Kane Southeast here in the bottom of the 4th inning. We're going to see Nate Link, the number 11 hitter for Kane Southeast, and then we're back to the top of the order, and Jacob Sanders. AB's hard to come by for teams when we're rolling like this, and you're batting 11 if you're Kane Southeast and 12 if you're KC Roos.
Yeah. Let's see if the defense for Kangaroo Court Roos can continue to really drive it home, because right now Kohler's only got 1 strikeout here on the mound. It was that strike him out, throw him out at second base. It's the only strikeout he's recorded. Everything else coming from the defense, and they're doing a very good job. I mean, they're holding them scoreless at the moment.
Nate Link fouls that off, and this is a grown man at the plate at 2029, and Milton, 6'2", 210-pound righty.
I think if you're Kohler on the mound, you need to take advantage of the fact that it seems like he's stepping out on every swing. He's got a closed-off stance and then brings that foot out, opens up the hands. You're going to try and take advantage of that with something on the outside half.
Link puts it in play. Shortstop gathers, throws. And we're going to say in time, as our cameras did not cut over.
Yeah, this infield has looked phenomenal so far.
Yeah,
Just making
great
really smooth
defense.
Plays.
Fantastic glove work by Kangaroo Roos thus far. And I'm going to throw this down. If this turns into a steel cage match, I truly think that we're going to see Declan Reedy and Nate Link as the designated fighters for their respective sides. All right, back to the top of the order, and Jacob Sanders, 1 down. Sanders swings through a nice breaking ball from Kohler. Can't remember the last time at 14U, and at least in this point of the season, we see a different level when we get into the summertime and guys who are high school players roll off onto their travel teams. At this level of travel baseball during the spring, when we've seen 2 better breaking balls from opposing pitchers than we're seeing right now from Jax Kohler and Kevin Becerra.
Yeah, you don't come by it often. I mean, it's a very tough thing to get a hold on. I mean, there's still guys at the top levels that are working on their breaking stuff, because it is so important. And at 14, when you can pull that out and really have control over it, I mean, it's unbelievably valuable to a pitcher.
Jacob Sanders, the Cambridge 2029, has a 1-2 count against Kohler here with 1 down in the 4th. As Kane Southeast team trails 1-0. A game that has been scooting by, and Kohler misses glove side there, and a little frustrated with himself as evens the count. Takes a sign from Luke Hill. Goes back to that breaking ball, misses glove side again, and suddenly a full count here as he's facing Sanders. Wind's starting to pick up a little bit. You see the parent in the background there, T-shirt flapping. Swing and a miss, and that was vicious, man, to go to that ball, that breaking ball on a full count. Man, the conviction with which Jax Kohler's throwing that pitch is something else right now.
Yeah, you got to be really confident in your stuff, and that was a good show of it right there. He looks fantastic right now on the mound. Big reason why Kane Southeast just hasn't really gotten in to the scoring column yet.
They have 2 hits thus far, and we'll see if Jackson Yavinsky, who's responsible for one of them, can build on that number. First pitch, and he drives that one foul.
I know I shouldn't say anything right now, but no walks have been issued.
Wow. Man, yeah, that's just a rarity, too. We had a game 3 weeks ago in which we had 17 combined walks against the 2 teams, and no disrespect to those pitchers. It's just, man, you just don't expect that this time of the year, and we're seeing 2 guys in now Becerra and Kohler just absolutely dealing.
Yeah, and that was a close one right there with the breaking ball.
Evens the count up at 1-1 to Yavinsky. Yavinsky was initially listed as the starting pitcher for Kane Southeast. He swings through that one. Man, what is the spin rate on that thing? Not sure that we're getting the readout on that right now on that pitch. We just saw it was 68.8 out of his hands. All right, 1-2 count, 2 down in the inning. Yavinsky sends that one back foul, and nice play there on the on-deck circle from Max Weldon, gloving that off the fence.
I think right here is where you bring back the fastball. I mean, you've totally changed up his timing. He's sitting here waiting back on every breaking ball that you've got. If you bring that fastball in, especially on the inside half, I think you might blow them away enough.
Yeah, guys can fall in love with that kind of a secondary pitch. Kohler goes fastball, and that one is up the middle. Yavinsky puts that in play, and we're going to have to hold our breath just like you to see what happened, and that's going to bring an end to the inning. Another strong defensive inning behind Jax Kohler on the mound. Kangaroo Roos, they're still up 1-0. You're watching Georgia Major Elite.
First one I picked up, I just liked it the best. And like I said, I tried a lot of different companies, a lot of different models, and I fell in love with Old Hickory for sure.
We've got Andrew Ho, Tommy Cross, and Christian Ficca coming to the plate here in the 5th inning, a game that absolutely scooting by. Kevin Becerra is back on the mound for Kane Southeast, who trail 1-0.
Yeah, we've gotten 2 innings out of Becerra already in relief, and he has looked fantastic. No walks, just 1 hit. He hasn't allowed a run, 3 strikeouts.
Doing everything he can to keep Kane Southeast in this game. We'll see if their bats can do something. Jax Kohler has been something else in giving his defense plenty to work with to limit this Kane Southeast team. Throw down to Brown at short. We'll get this inning rolling. Again, we're going to see Andrew Ho, Tommy Cross, and Christian Ficca. Ho is 1 for 1. Had potential extra bases, and I think what potentially may have been another run as the inning went on for Kangaroo Roos, but he fell down between first and second base.
Yeah, he crushed that ball. It got all the way out to the wall.
Yeah, easily could have seen him standing at second, if not third, but ended up holding at first, and now he's going to get hit by a pitch. So he's had quite the day so far, a painful one at least, and got a hit to show for it, though, and now he's on his way down to first base off the hit by pitch, and Tommy Cross now steps to the plate for Kangaroo Roos. Can't we just call them the Kangaroos? It just
I think it's Kangaroo Court Roos.
It is.
So
yeah, Kangaroo Court Roos.
Yeah, or KC Roos. We could call them KC Roos.
All right. Well, the Kangaroo Court Roos are up 1-0.
There's that bunt again.
Yeah, Becerra makes the play, flips to first. You know what a Kangaroo Court is, right?
No.
It's when people basically have policing themselves, and they'll have where you're going, and it's really popular when the major leagues, when that's how they'll deal with the younger guys, is within their Kangaroo Court. If they do something, then they give them whatever the verdict is going to be. Then they'll have some guy who acts as the judge. And
I had no idea.
Yeah, you don't watch wrestling,
No.
but famously the Undertaker.
Yes,
the Undertaker was famously the judge of the Kangaroo Court for wrestling in the 90s.
Gotcha.
So he would pass down judgments when guys were
not
doing a great thing, and it's again something they do across baseball. And
somebody called time.
Yeah, somebody called time. Becerra just went through his motion, and maybe the lowest velo pitch we'll see all year long.
I don't even think we got a read. I don't think it got far
No,
enough.
it didn't. All right, so having a conversation here. Runner at second base. One down. Christian Ficca at the plate for Kangaroo Court Roos. Christian Ficca, he might get involved in that cage fight as well. 5'10", 175-pounder. Puts that in play, 47-4 off his bat as that goes foul.
That was way up on the hands.
Yeah, it sure was.
Interested to see how Becerra kind of hangs in here now with the runner on second base. Just 1 out, so trying to limit the damage here.
Goes to the curveball and gets himself a strike. 68-5 off that one.
Yeah, that's easily been his best pitch so far in this game. I mean, going back to that curveball so many times, setting himself up well.
Oh, just misses. AB will continue. Count now 1-2.
I think the catcher's standing up there almost.
Yeah, it didn't help.
Yeah.
All right, 1-2 count now to Ficca, the Clearwater Central Catholic 2029. Ball on the turf now from another field, so we're going to have another momentary timeout. Yeah, maybe not. All right, here, count is 1-2. Oh, man, that looked really close, but counts now even. Yeah, I think you're right, though. I think, I'm not dig on Mason Lisco here, but I think his setup and how he's reacting to these pitchings coming in is also having an impact on how they're getting called. Comes a 2-2. Did he go?
I don't think
so.
He
did not. Count's not going to be full. Because back-to-back pitches in which Becerra potentially could have ended this AB, but now he's got a full count here against Ficca. Runner at second.
There it is.
Gets the punch out. Man, that was a nice piece of pitching there by Kevin Becerra, his third K.
I think that was 4. Was it?
It is 4. Okay, give him 4 Ks now through 2 2/3.
Yeah, there it is.
All right, our box score is now updated. 4 strikeouts for Kevin Becerra. And now Andrew Guinari, the left fielder, steps in for Kangaroo Court Roos. Sends the first pitch back foul.
Gotta love when we get a reaction out of somebody back there on a foul ball.
Yeah, that curveball has been so good. I almost feel like they're going to be swinging at everything that's not a curveball.
Yeah, you could definitely see that happening, but I mean, he's got the ability to just throw 3 of them.
He's back to, he's got an 0-2 count now against Andrew Guinari.
I feel like you can only assume he goes curveball here, but
yeah, he's got to be sitting on it right here.
Let's see what he's got.
Takes the big breath. Becerra fires. Now that one goes to it, but misses high. .36 pitches so far from the Sequoia 2029. It's the 1-2. Gets the punch out, make it 5 strikeouts for Kevin Becerra in what has been a electric relief appearance for the Sequoia 2029. Kangaroo Court Roos, though, they still lead 1-0. We'll be back from the Baseball Village here at LakePoint Sports.
Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
Kangaroo Court Roos have a 1-0 lead, and Jax Kohler returns on the mound to face Michael Weldon, Tanner Adair, and Liam Kennedy for Kane Southeast, who are trying to get something started as this game is just wearing on. Now the bottom of the 5th inning, Kane Southeast, 2 hits so far. No runs to show for either one of them. See if they can get something started here against Kohler, who has thrown just 39 pitches. His defense has been fantastic behind him. First pitch goes foul.
I mean, the biggest thing about this appearance for Kohler is what you just said. That 39 pitches through the 4 innings of work is unbelievably good, and it's why we're kind of rolling through things here, and it's also why Kane Southeast still has a 0 up on the scoreboard.
The 0-1, it's going to miss high. Yeah, easy, as I mentioned in the last inning, to see this Kangaroo Court Roos lead being just a little bit bigger, but Andrew Ho potentially had extra bases, fell down between first and second. And they were unable to extend it any further than one run, but their defense has been working behind Jax Kohler to make that lead hold thus far.
I mean, it's rare to see one run scored when we get to the bottom of the fifth in these games.
Oh, ropes that 78.7, but that was caught on the right side of the infield, and that's going to be another out. So one down as Michael Weldon lines out. Tanner Adair now at the plate. Tanner Adair, Kings Ridge Christian 2030, playing in his 7th prep baseball event, 5'11", 165-pound righty.
Fouled that one off.
All right, count now 0-1. Adair, who is 0 for 1 today, has an 0-1 count. And that's in for a strike.
That outside half has definitely been Kohler's spot in this game. Been able to find it quite a bit, and we'll see what he's got now for him on 0-2.
Misses glove side. So count now at 1-2 here to Adair. Liam Kennedy in the on-deck circle for Kane Southeast. Just 2 hits for them so far today here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Said it repeatedly, but that defense behind Kohler has been everything. Count 1-2. Ooh. Oh, man.
Late swing.
Yeah, late swing off that elevated pitch. Count remains 1-2, though.
I think he realized that it was a breaking ball a little late.
Yeah. All right, Adair steps in. This will be the 1-2 once again here from Kohler. Oh, I tried to frame that one, but in fact, the count now even.
See what he's got here on 2-2.
Adair fouls that one off, goes back to that same elevated pitch, and for the second time on that pitch, Adair fouls it off. Count remains 2-2. Doing his part to single-handedly drive up Jax Kohler's pitch count. All right, another 2-2 from Kohler. Adair puts that dribbler in play. And unfortunately, our camera did not cooperate again, but they got him at first. So another great defensive play from Kangaroo Court Roos, and there's now 2 down in the inning as Liam Kennedy comes to the plate, and our camera now decides that it's going to take in the full view. Kennedy 0 for 1. Milton 2029 trying to get something going for Kane Southeast as this game is wearing on, potentially down to their last 3 trips to the plate. Usually we're watching the clock in these games, but that is not the case on this one, as it is just coasted by. Kennedy first pitch, swings that one to the second baseman, throws over to first to get another out, and defense continues to back up Jax Kohler as his Kangaroo Court Roos team leads 1-0. You're watching Georgia Major Elite from LakePoint Sports.
So yeah, outrage is trending. Our feed's stirring us up, splitting us up. What if we came out from behind our walls and keyboards just for a sec and just go yard? Front yard. Come out bagging, jumping, check on that Johnsonville feed. Let our individual flavors blend together. Yes, block nobody, block party. Keep it juicy.
Boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect, I'm the
The Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
You are watching our coverage of Georgia Major League. We've got Kangaroo Court Roos against Canes Southeast. Kangaroo Court Roos up 1-0 as we are rolling along in this one. Defense behind Jax Kohler on the mound has been fantastic for Kangaroo Court Roos. And Canes Southeast trying to get something going offensively late in this game. But, man, that defense behind Kohler, see him there on the mound, has just been electric. See some of that glove work there on the strike him out, throw him out, double play. What a fantastic clip there from our Matty Bullock out there working the camera, man. Kevin Becerra coming out for another inning of work for Canes Southeast. Great job by Matty on that footage. That was fantastic stuff on that strike him out, throw him out.
Excited to see Becerra. I mean, 4th inning of work that we're heading into. He's already got 5 strikeouts, only given up 1 hit, no walks. He has absolutely been killing it, but still needs some offensive support from his side if they're going to try and make anything happen here.
Yeah, has not allowed a walk thus far, 1 hit in his 3 innings. It'll be Ben Miner, Colin Cowart, and Jax Kohler, so the numbers 11, 12, and 1 hitters for Kangaroo Court Roos here in the 6th inning. The one benefit for Canes Southeast, they are the home team, so they will at least get that benefit of the final AB in this one. But, man, they've got to get something going because they are finding it hard to get any momentum against Jax Kohler and that Kangaroo Court Roos defense.
Yeah, and on the offensive side, Kangaroo Court Roos just needs to find a way to get at Diego Becerra. You just have not quite looked threatening yet.
Ben Miner, first pitch, he's 1 for 1. That goes to Don Brown at short, throws over to first, and they'll get the out. So now 1 down. And here comes Colin Mowert. Colin is 0 for 1. Mowert Carrollwood Day School 2029, second prep baseball event for him. Playing right field today for the Roos and sends that foul. When I was a kid, Roos were these like shoes that had like the Velcro straps on them.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That's what I think of when I think of Roos.
Trying to think of I think of Dunkaroos, like the little cookies with the frosting.
I got you. Comes the 0-2. Fights that off.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah.
With Becerra on the mound, you're going to want to get a little defensive when he's got you 0-2.
Well, after this, it's Jax Kohler in the top of the order. Mowert calls time. Well, the delayed kick there. Mowert puts that in play, though. Don Brown has it at short, throws. Is he going to be in time? I'm going to say no.
No, it looks like he was.
They go around the horn here.
Yeah, we're not getting that infield view. I'm not.
Yeah, we typically do.
It's
not cooperating with us here today. Kind of ran into that problem yesterday during Etowah Houston County as well over on Field 11. That's why we typically do all of our broadcasts on Field 10, excuse me, where we have all the bells and the whistles. But we're trying out something here on 9 today as we try to bring you that additional coverage from a wireless camera. Always testing, always experimenting here in these broadcasts.
Try to make the product better for the people out there watching.
Count now even at 1-1 after he fouls that off. Kohler 0 for 2, but on the mound he's gone 5 innings, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts, no walks. We have thus far seen no walks between either pitching staff, which, I mean, is something else when you think about sitting here in the 6th inning between 3 different pitchers, no walks.
I mean, even at one point, Kohler had a 3-2 count through a curveball, got the strikeout.
Yeah, Kohler puts that one in play. Is that going to be down for a base hit? Looks like it in fact is. Jax Kohler backing up his work on the mound now with a single here in the top of the 6th inning with 2 down.
Yeah, hoping to try and squeeze something out of this. Maybe a steal of second and try and position yourself in a better spot. But Diego Becerra, don't be too mad about giving up that hit.
Yeah, his first of this relief appearance. Bradley Gilbert now, the shortstop, steps in.
I called him Diego. Kevin.
There you go. Kevin Becerra unhappy about Kohler being at first base as he already throws over.
Trying to see if he really deserved to be over there or
That's
not.
right. Well, I think his work on the mound and giving his defense something to work with has been more than enough for Kangaroo Court Roos.
A little bit of
the
pitch
back
out.
pick throw there.
And they got the strike call, too.
They did. Yeah, interesting when the catcher's already in the nearly standing up to be able to get the strike, but I think our scoreboard anyway thought it was ball 1.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like a pitch out, but it did catch the outside half of the zone.
That one's in play. Don Brown has it. Does he throw to second in time? He, in fact, does.
Work.
And
Great
nice
work.
job defensively as it goes to McDermott. And Kane Southeast gets out of that one. Kangaroo Court Roos strander runner, but they've still got that 1-0 lead as we move to the bottom of the 6th.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one,
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete and all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf.
Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
Welcome back to LakePoint Sports. We've got a 1-0 lead for Kangaroo Court Roos. Jax Kohler is out for another inning of work, his 6th to be exact. He'll be facing off against, let's see, we got Mason Lisco leading off for Kane Southeast, followed by Lucas McDermott and Titus Tharp. 51 pitches for Kohler, as we said here in the 6th. Lisco's 0 for 1, 2 hits so far for his Kane Southeast team, and Kohler misses for ball 1.
Yeah, now the biggest thing for Kangaroo Court Roos is how much gas does Kohler still have in the tank up there on the mound?
That one put in play down the left side. Not going to be able to make the play, as that one's going to be a base hit for Lisco to start things off. And again, I apologize for our cameras not adjusting to get ball being put in play. Typically, that's what these cameras do, but they are not doing that consistently here in this matchup. Lucas McDermott now playing second base. Was the starting pitcher for Kane Southeast.
Yeah, that's the first hit since the bottom of the 3rd.
McDermott shows bunt, gets that down. Runner taken off for second, and he is going to advance as McDermott is out at first.
Pulled that one out of Kangaroo Court Roos book. They pulled that one twice. No outs, runner on first.
I tell you
down the bunt.
What I liked about that too is McDermott didn't show bunt until the very end.
Yeah.
Didn't give him time to crash on that at all.
Yeah, he sold it well, but still gets out at first base, and they advance the runner to second.
All right, Titus Tharp now stepping in. Tharp is 1 for 1. Got Tharp at second on the strike him out, throw him out double play. Tharp playing left field today. First pitch, shortstop has it, throws smartly over to third base. They get the lead runner. Tharp will be standing at first. But, man, that was some fantastic defensive play there. Bradley Gilbert at short for Casey Roos, and the defense behind Jax Kohler has just been unreal. I mean, typically we give player of the game to one player. You could potentially give it to the entire infield here for Casey Roos. They've been that good.
Yeah, they've been unbelievable. They're making good plays all throughout this game, and that one just fantastic heads-up play right there, knowing that, okay, let's get the lead runner because we don't want the runner on third base at all, even if there's going to be 2 outs.
Well, between that and the dart that we saw from Luke Hill, the catcher, throwing out Tharp on that strike him out, throw him out. I mean, again, this defense has just been next level for Kangaroo Court Roos behind Kohler. All right, Kevin Becerra now at the plate, who has been fantastic in his own right in a relief effort for Kane Southeast. Sends that one back foul, now has an 0-2 count. Tharp at first base with 2 down. Should he be the third out, we're still going to get to the top of the order for Kane Southeast in the 7th, their final AB, but they would certainly like to get there way ahead, and they will not as Kohler gets his 3rd strikeout. Gets Becerra on the swing and the miss. We're through another half an inning. Kangaroo Court Roos have a 1-0 lead. This is the Georgia Major Elite from LakePoint Sports.
We're here at LakePoint Sports, the site of the first Curve Test Center. There will be lots of Curve Test Centers, but this will always be the first. And why are we here? Here for a couple of reasons. One is if you think about the effort players are spending trying to get coaches to notice them, the effort coaches are spending trying to figure out who's actually any good, the poor parents who are sitting there saying, where's my kid headed? This is the answer for all that.
Everyone wants to be seen, right? Sometimes what can be seen is data. So it's hard to get in front of coaches at all these programs at once, or even the school you really want to go to. So using data helps us a ton. And as long as it's reliable and there's something that can give us better information with the small sample size is what we're looking for.
Curve Test Centers is redefining player and performance data when it comes to evaluation and recruiting. Test your athletic, cognitive, and baseball skills with TrackMan, Proteus, and more. Visit at the Bubble or sign up now at curvetestcenter.com. Don't miss this chance to level up your game. Back here at the Georgia Major Elite, where Kangaroo Court Roos has a 1-0 lead over Kane Southeast. Luke Hill, the catcher, will lead things off for Kangaroo Court Roos, followed by Michael Shikoski and Declan Reedy. Kevin Becerra returns for another relief inning, here for Kane Southeast. He's gone 4 innings so far with 2 hits.
He has been on fire in this game, getting the strikeouts, not allowing too much to happen here on the base paths either. Hasn't issued a walk. Nobody has in this game.
Yeah.
Becerra's just been killing it.
Misses low. Luke Hill, 2 for 2 today. Also has that great throw down to second base on the strike him out, throw him out double play, and that's in for a strike. Count now 2-1. Yeah, should this hold kind of have an interesting conversation on player of the game that we're going to have, but we'll see if Kane Southeast can change that conversation. Oh, now 3-1. All right, we have seen Becerra, regardless of count, be able to rip off that curveball. Does he do it here on a 3-1 count against a guy who's 2 for 2? Goes fastball. Luke Hill rips that 91.3 miles an hour off his bat, and, man, that just was absolutely hammered.
Yeah, that one rolls out straight through the infield into the outfield, and It's the third hit now that Becerra's given up in this game. 2 straight innings.
3 for 3 now is Luke Hill.
Impressive day.
Yeah, been great behind the plate as well, working with Jax Kohler and calling a great game, and then his work defensively, and he will be replaced by a courtesy runner after his 3rd hit. Michael Shikoski now at the plate, the first baseman. Kangaroo Court Roos searching for an insurance run. As they'll try to shut down Kane Southeast in the bottom of this inning and preserve a victory.
All right, no outs, runner on first. Do they bunt? That's been a common theme.
Yeah, they in fact do, but that one's going to go back foul. I oftentimes think, too, when a guy shows bunt late, is he going to be able to get it down as well as he has if he's just going to set up for it before the pitch. But we saw Shikoski foul that one off. Shows it again, pulls back, runner's taken off. The throw's going to be wide. Oh, man, he's taken off. Courtesy runner's on his way to third base, and just like that, Kangaroo Court Roos are going to be 90 feet from another run, as that's Bradley Gilbert, the last batted out, who now makes his way to third base.
Yeah, great work right there. Getting up immediately, pop slide there at second base and firing for third. That was huge. Some great base running right there.
Yeah, head coach Will Kennedy, I think, asking for a clarification. All right, so runner at third now with nobody out here in the top of the 7th for Kangaroo Court Roos, who already lead 1-0 in this game.
Yeah,
Shikoski's not bunting anymore.
Just kind of tapped.
Yeah, under 50-mile-an-hour exit velo. It just kind of just reaches out.
I mean, that was 5 miles per hour more than the bunt that he sent back
yeah.
foul.
Well, he's at least going to get another chance here. Count now is 1-2. All right, I feel like we're seeing the first stress pitches here for Kevin Becerra. He had just kind of rolled through this lineup. He was working that curveball at will.
Let's see what he's got. Oh, did we just get a balk?
Oh, man, that's a backbreaker. All right, so a second run crosses for Kangaroo Court Roos off the balk call there on Kevin Becerra. Tough moment for him. I mean, we talked about this during the break. He's just been so great in this game, and now has the balk there that results in a second run for Kangaroo Court Roos. Another defensive swing. That one's going to go foul. After Michael Shikoski, it's Declan Reedy and then Chris Cusack.
Pretty rare that we have 2 broadcasts in a row with a balk scoring a run.
Yeah, another defensive swing. He's just basically trying to fight off to get to that fastball.
Yeah. Well, he's getting the fastball right now. That's why I'm kind of surprised that he is just kind of tossing the bat out there.
All right, Shikoski puts that right back up the middle. A second baseman has it, throws. Oh, it gets away from the first baseman. He drops it. So Shikoski, after that long AB, is now going to be standing at first base, and that's going to bring up big Declan Reedy.
You don't see that often where, it fully hit in the glove, and it just was sitting straight on the ground right below it. I don't know what necessarily happened there, but...
Yeah, Liam Kennedy unable to glove that, and so now up 2-0. Kangaroo Court Roos have a runner at first. Nearly had another attempt at a back pick throw, but starts off Reedy at 1-0.
Yeah, Kangaroo Court Roos have sure picked the right time to start getting into Kevin Becerra and making something happen here offensively.
Becerra working kind of quick. After you've had a balk call, I think you maybe get a little bit more hesitant in your mechanics. There it comes set on that one. Missed back pick throw to first. He's safe. Count 2-0 now to Reedy. Another miss. Count now 3-0.
Oh, no, that one caught the outside.
Okay. All right. They did give it to him. All right. We're going to see a reset on the scoreboard as well.
There's a late strike call.
Throw down to second is in plenty of time, but it was a walk. Our first walk of the ball game.
Yeah. Good throwdown, though.
Yeah, sure was. Just getting his reps in. All right, so Becerra has issued the first walk of this game to Declan Reedy, Chris Cusack, who's now 1 for 2, steps in, runners at first and second. Nobody out here in the 7th, where Kangaroo Court Roos lead 2-0.
Yeah, really taking advantage of their last chance to hit here.
In for a strike, 70.7 on the readout.
Kind of surprised to see him wait on that one. I feel like on that first pitch, you want to swing on it.
He skies that one. Who's got it? Infield fly rule is in effect.
Yeah, that was a good pitch right there from Becerra. Broke in on the hands, forced a swing with that low velocity.
Well, they get the first out. Cusack's hit results in an infield fly. Now Andrew Ho, the second baseman at the plate. Ho is 1 for 1. Got hit by a pitch in his last time to the plate.
Had that big single to the wall. Could have been a double, but he unfortunately fell down between the bases. So looking for another big moment here. Just 1 out, 2 runners on.
Yeah, we never quite know when the turf monster is going to pop up and claim somebody here at LakePoint Sports, but got another victim today. Holds there, borderline pitch, but count now 2-0. 8 hits for Kangaroo Court. Does it feel like they have 8 hits?
No, but they've just been kind of. I think it was the early goings. They had those couple of hits, and then Becerra really shut things down, and now they're kind of breaking back into it.
All right, Becerra gathers. Here's the 2-0. Ball gets away from the catcher. Runners will advance, and now they got him at second and third with 1 out here, a 3-0 count.
Yeah, these are those little mistakes that you start seeing pile up, and that's what's going to allow a team like Kangaroo Court Roos to just kind of pull away a little bit more every time.
This is the 5th inning for Becerra, who took over for Lucas McDermott, who went 2 innings. That's nice pitching for a strike, 75.2. He's got 5 strikeouts, allowed 4 hits, 1 run so far, 1 walk. He's got a 3-1 count, swing and a miss. Now got himself a full count here against Andrew Ho.
Yeah, trying to move quickly, back pitching comfortably.
Yeah, I think that's his thing, right? Like he's definitely seems to be a rhythm guy. Dribbler, Brown has it, throws the first in time, but another run will cross for Kangaroo Court Roos, and now make it 3-0.
Yeah, this has been a really good offensive opportunity that Kangaroo Court Roos have found themselves with, and certainly taking advantage of a couple of these small errors that have happened here for Kane Southeast.
Now it'll be Tommy Cross, the Alonzo 2029. Cross is 0 for 2 today. See if he can change his fortunes. 2 down here in the 7th. Sends that one foul. Meanwhile, when Kane Southeast come to the plate in the bottom of the 7th, it'll be Brown, Link, and Sanders. So they're 11th, 12th, and number 1 hitters. That one goes foul. Excuse me, 10th, 11th, and number 1 hitter. So Don Brown, Nate Link, and Jacob Sanders. Let's see if they hit the bench or if they maintain who's scheduled to hit here. They get their last chance. They now face a 3-0 deficit. Cross ropes that into right field, and that's going to result in another run for KC Roos. This Cross is going to make his way to second base, make it 4-0 off the double here in the 7th.
Yeah, it seems like that one maybe got misplayed out there. It took him a while to advance from first to second. I think maybe something changed out there, and nonetheless a run scores, a 4th run for Kangaroo Court Roos, 3rd in this inning. Huge, huge time to step up in the top of the 7th.
Nice that our cameras are cutting over when there's nothing happening. That ball gets away on the wild pitch. Runner advances the 3rd to throw over. Didn't get him.
Must have been a close play.
Yeah, we'll take the reactions behind the plate there of Mason Lisco.
Looks like we might be seeing the end of.
Yeah, I think that's going to be it for Kevin Becerra.
Let's see. He's going to tie his shoes first.
He's thrown 76 pitches after coming in the 3rd inning.
Looks like Coach just having a conversation.
Need 1 out.
Yeah.
1 out from him. I
think that's why you're not going to pull him in this situation, but.
Yeah, Kane Southeast also have to play USA Scout Elite Navy at 2 p.m. today. So, I mean, I think you don't want to get another arm up when you've got another game in a couple hours. So, and Becerra has been so fantastic up until the last 10 minutes of this game. Sends out one foul. Christian Ficca now at the plate. 4 runs on 9 hits for Kangaroo Court Roos here in the top of the 7th inning. Meanwhile, no runs on 3 hits for Kane Southeast. They have committed an error. Goes inside, but sends that one foul. In fact, the velo is still kind of holding here for Becerra. He's still been in upper 70s. See if we see one of those really great breaking balls out of his hands here in a 1-2 count with 2 down.
Yeah, that was a good one.
To it. Yeah, it goes to it, gets fouled off. All right, here comes with the 1-2. Ficca rips that into left field. Is that going to be caught for an out? It will not, and another run is on the board for Kangaroo Court Roos, and I feel like I constantly keep doing this, but apologies for our camera not adjusting to the outfield shot. Typically, we are able to bring you the flight of the ball, but it is not cooperating here. But Kangaroo Court Roos make it 5-0 here in the top of the 7th innings. They now have 10 hits, scored 4 runs here in the top of the 7th to extend their lead and get time called, and believe that's going to be the end of the day for Kevin Becerra, and it will in fact. Man, hats off to him. He did look really good up until these last few moments here as he came in relief after the 2nd inning, got himself 5 strikeouts, but exits after giving up 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned. New pitcher on the mound for Kane Southeast. We'll tell you about him when we come back from LakePoint Sports.
Where's it written? Only grill burgers? Nowhere. That's where. Now throw on some sausage and keep it juicy.
Boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come flow with the sounds of the mighty Mike.
Welcome back to LakePoint Sports. We've got the Georgia Major Elite going on for you. Kane Southeast and Kangaroo Court Roos. Kangaroo Court Roos have a 5-0 lead, as we said here, with 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. Had a pitching change for Kane Southeast as Kevin Becerra was on the mound for 4 2/3 innings of relief work. But we have seen Kangaroo Court Roos come alive here in the top of the 7th inning to chase Becerra and score 7 runs. So we've got a new pitcher on the mound for Kane Southeast. Runner's taken off for second. I believe we did not have a number 13 on our roster. That was
showing
today.
Yavensky. So the original guy slated to start.
So Jackson Yavensky was initially put on the lineup that we saw as the starting pitcher for this game, but he comes in here with 2 down in the inning and his team trailing 5-0.
Yeah,
So what I was told was
we had was 27.
So I was told what the plan was going to be for Becerra to pitch the 2nd game, but maybe they were just going to use Yavensky for the 2nd game, but now they've got to bring him in a little bit early. Maybe he still ends up pitching if he just goes to get 1 out here in the 7th. Oh, man, that was pretty vicious. 56-mile-an-hour breaking ball, and they get the punch out and brings it into the inning. It all comes down to this for Kane Southeast. See if they can eat into this lead or if Kangaroo Court Roos holds court and gets themselves a win in Georgia Major Elite. We'll be back from LakePoint Sports.
So yeah, outrage is trending. Our feed's stirring us up, splitting us up. What if we came out from behind our walls and keyboards just for a sec and just go yard, front yard? Come out bagging, jumping, check on that Johnsonville feed. Let our individual flavors blend together. Yes, block nobody. Block party. Keep it juicy.
Boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect, I'm the
We are back here at LakePoint Sports, the Georgia Major Elite. After a long layoff, Jax Kohler's coming back out for another inning of work, see if he can finish off this complete game shutout. He's going to have Don Brown, Nate Link, and Jacob Sanders by Kane Southeast trying to change all that here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 3 hits so far for Kane Southeast. Don Brown puts that in play. Defense has been so good behind him. Did they get another out?
Yes,
they in
they
fact
do.
did. Man, that crew behind Kohler
Yeah.
has just been everything in this game so far.
Yeah, Kohler's definitely pitched a great game, but you got to give a lot of love to your infielders.
Yeah, he's got 3 strikeouts, no walks, 3 hits. And as you can see, no runs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Nate Link now at the plate. The 6'2", 210-pounder going to try to put a charge into one and change Mr. Kohler's fortunes, but we'll see what happens here with 1 down in the inning. After this, it's back to the top of the order and Jacob Sanders. So 1-0. Sends that one foul. Speaking of massive people, that number 24 off to the side there, who's looks a pretty sizable player as well.
Yeah, looks tall.
Yeah, looks really big. Maybe that's somebody's dad who wears the uniform. All right, count is at 1-1. Right down the pipe for a strike. 3 Ks so far for Kohler. Does he get another one, or does Link extend this AB or put one in play? Oh, man,
Ooh.
swings through the secondary pitch. We get the round the horn for the second out. Make it 4 Ks for Jax Kohler.
Yeah, that was a fantastic pitch. Now just one more out needed for Kohler if he's going to finish off what could be a complete game shutout here.
He's back to the top of the order, and Jacob Sanders. Sanders 0 for 2 today. He's been the recipient of 2 of these 4 strikeouts so far from Kohler. Man, that's a vicious, vicious secondary pitch from Kohler. Still got a fantastic feel for it here in the 7th, where he's thrown just 63 pitches. Greg Maddux-esque. Ow, man, got him down to their last strike. He goes right back to it. Does he throw him a 3rd straight breaking ball, or does he try to shoot in a fastball as he's kind of got messed up the timing here of Sanders, who's already struck out twice?
I mean, you could always give it a try.
Well, he's got some pitches to give.
Yeah, right now it wouldn't hurt to try something.
Kohler goes fastball, but that one gets fouled off.
Very, very lucky to foul that one off. He got hit 80 on that one.
Inside the hands.
Trying to turn things up here on the last pitch, potentially, but good work to foul that one off.
Here comes the 0-2 to Sanders. Does it duck out of the way of that one? Count now 1-2.
Gonna have to reel things back in here and deliver a good pitch here.
Yeah, I'm calling another curveball right here.
There it is.
Yeah, that one's put in play, but
he's
caught by his shortstop. And Bradley Gilbert's been awesome, by the way.
A very
shortstop in this
fitting
game.
end.
Yeah. The defense does its work once again behind Jax Kohler and finishes off a complete game shutout as they are able to limit Kane Southeast to just 3 hits across this one. A 5-0 win for Kangaroo Court Roos in our pool play action from Georgia Major Elite. And we watch the teams heading out here for the post-game handshake. We're going to be back with more from LakePoint Sports as we wrap this one up and talk player of the game.
First one I picked up, I just liked it the best. And like I said, I tried a lot of different companies, a lot of different models, and I fell in love with Old Hickory for sure.
Welcome back to LakePoint Sports. Cory McCartney with you. We just saw Kangaroo Roos pick up a 5-0 win over Kane Southeast. 10 hits in all for Kangaroo Roos, just 3 for Kane Southeast. And just a fantastic defensive game on both sides. And when we talk player of the game in this one, Jax Kohler comes out, goes complete game shutout for Kangaroo Roos. Man, he got 4 strikeouts. His defense was electric behind him, but certainly hats off to Jax Kohler as he comes out here and gets himself a hit as well to back himself up on the mound. Kohler, the Calvary Christian 2029. Man, he was just really good getting those complete game shutout there. No walks, which was the biggest thing. And we saw just 1 walk by both of these pitching staffs across this one. So just a well-pitched game on both sides. But that defense and Jax Kohler were absolutely fantastic here for Kangaroo Roos, propelling them to a 5-0 win over Kane Southeast, a big pool play victory for them in Georgia Major Elite. We're going to take a quick break in studio here, and we're going to bring you Jax Kohler, our player of the game, live from the field as we return from the LakePoint Sports Baseball Village.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one,
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete and all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf.
Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
The Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
Where's it written? Only grill burgers? Nowhere. That's where. Now throw on some sausage. And keep it juicy.
Boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come, flow with the sounds of the mighty mic.
Jax Kohler was fantastic on the mound for Kangaroo Court Roos, helping to propel them to a 5-0 win over Kane Southeast in the Georgia Major Elite. Kohler goes complete game shutout, allows just 3 hits, 4 strikeouts. He was absolutely electric, helping his defense make some great plays behind him, by the way. Calvary Christian 2029 is our player of the game. Here's Grayson Rosen with Jax Kohler.
We're good? All right, I'm here with Jax Kohler, who just threw a complete game shutout, 5 strikeouts in this game. What were you feeling the best with? It seemed like the curveball looked phenomenal.
It had to be a changeup. Really got him out front a lot of rollovers. Defense played really well for me, so just all you can ask for.
Yeah, what kept you keep going? I mean, it's really hard to go through that full 7 innings, the complete game. You had a long break as well before that 7th. What kept you going?
I had 8 boys behind me playing as hard as they could. So I mean, that just means a lot.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Well, what's the outlook for the rest of the tournament? How are we feeling now?
I mean, we want to win it. I mean, that's our goal. So I mean, we're gonna play hard and hopefully we win.
All right. Well, that was Jax Kohler, our player of the game for today's broadcast. We'll take it back to the studio with Cory.
Great stuff, Grayson, and congratulations to Jax Kohler, our player of the game, from this 5-0 win for Kangaroo Court Roos over Kane Southeast. Now, we'll be back next Saturday, that is, with coverage of the Youth Cup. You will not want to miss that one, so make sure you're following all the LakePoint Sports social channels for tune-in information. We'll have those streams for free on Facebook, X, and YouTube, as always. So until next time, for Avery Hunt, Grayson Rosen, producer Mason Monroe, and by the way, some great camera work once again from Maddie Bullock. I'm Cory McCartney, and we are signing off from LakePoint Sports.